as much as I've divorced, I would never, ever advise anybody.
It is okay to divorce good people.
Built your own life and you're independent. You don't need someone really, really special for you to want to actually invest your time in them.
Why would a man stay in an unhappy marriage? Men are willing to sacrifice their own happiness for the sake of their kids.
I'm sad because I don't even have a person to get pregnant with.
I said I'd love to see you when you're back, asked if you wanted to go for a walk this weekend, and nothing.
Welcome back to Motor Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
You know, life after divorce. As a woman, I would honestly sit here and say, as much as I've made the decision and the choice to divorce my husband then, I also regret it. I don't regret it because I still loved him, but I regret it because I feel like I denied my children the right and the opportunity to have what people call a normal family. Now today I'm sitting with kids who are in the statistic of divorce. So as much as I've divorced, I would never, ever advise anybody.
Yeah, why would you? I mean, it's a stain. It's a stain on your resume, let alone you went against God. You know, unless you did your marriage out in a field somewhere on a beach or, you know, a lot of people do that. But still, you say your vows under God. And when when you come together with someone, it's meant to be forever. Like this new age, oh, get with this one, then divorce, get with the next one. It doesn't make sense. Maybe 2 countries, it's not allowed. But look at that. Around the world, you can just say, I no longer want to be with you. I want to get divorced and just do it. Man, it's gotten there. That's why a lot of younger guys are saying, I don't want to play ball. I don't want to get married.
What's wrong with some of you people? What is it? Look, I'm not going to send you money. You come in my inboxes. You want to give these sad stories. I don't have money to send you. What do you not understand about that? I'm probably broke. I live week to week, paycheck to paycheck, just like anybody else does. I don't have money to send you.
God probably contacted her looking for a come up because you're old. That's why this is happening. If you're playing a date market, I don't know. She could be playing a date market thinking she has a shot. She does. Slim pickings. Because guys aren't selecting over the hill women like her. Sorry, gotta call it like I see it.
22-year marriage and being with him for 25 years, the first phone call I made the next day was call my psychologist. And I remember I said to her, I said, Naomi, one of the things that I want to work on is what was my part in this breakup, and more importantly, what can I do to fix myself, because I don't want to attract the same kind of man. I mean, after all, second marriages, the divorce rate is at 75%. So the reason that occurs is because people, when they get a divorce, they don't change. They think the problem is him, and therefore they end up attracting the same kind of person. They may look different, they may act different, they may be different, but inside they're the same. And that's why the second divorce rate is 75% higher. And I made sure that that wasn't going to be me in that statistic. So know thyself.
So you had a nerve to say, I want to know what must I do not to attract the same person. And your psychologist was okay with that? Like, I've heard psychologists that actually quit because of what? Woman like her, right? She probably came across in every session like it was his fault. And you know what happened? The psychologist listened to the call, and she's going to talk to her. And as soon as she say what and tell her what she's doing wrong, she may look to go somewhere else. Point the finger at the man. It's wild. And they don't realize it. Most marriages are broken because of you ladies getting a divorce. And then when it's harder for you to divorce, where no fault is gone. Now, a lot of you ladies aren't going to want to get married anymore. I wonder why, right? I say, as a man, that happens. You know for sure. Look, I married a woman that really wants to be with me, and that's what men need.
Facts.
You know, it's a wild thing. I'm looking at her. She's doing this. Maybe she doesn't care. And then she'll go, oh, guys just want to use me. I'm telling you.
It is okay to divorce good people.
Huh?
I was married genuinely to a really good person, and I felt an immense amount of guilt divorcing them. Even though they were a great person, we were never going to be our true selves and be able to grow to our highest potential together, so it was best if we got a divorce. But I felt immensely guilty divorcing them and just breaking their heart, because it doesn't seem okay to divorce good people. Like, you just hear mostly about people divorcing bad people. But really, they genuinely deserve to be with someone who wants to be married to them and deserve all that love and happiness. And if they do not get that being married to you, then it's probably best to get a divorce, because then they can move on and find a partner that truly makes them happy. So try to let go of some of that guilt and know that you're making the best decision for both of you, even though it doesn't feel like that in the moment. If you want any help on divorce or building your best life after divorce,
Shut it down.
She's trying to help women. She has a nerve to try to help women. It's okay to divorce good people. Now, she divorces me. I'm gonna be like, surprised you were with me. I thought you were gay. Right, with the hairdo and everything. You walking around with t-shirts looking like a guy. Like, he must have been into that. I don't know. Seriously. I'd probably divorce her. I wouldn't be attracted. I'd be like, man, I'm older, but when I see something, I get active. But when I'm with you, I don't get active. I think I need to divorce her. But no, all jokes aside, so many, even the non-desirables, all they see is the light at the end of the tunnel. Happy. Acting, right? Acting happy.
Fake it till you make it.
And the only reason you're having your best life, because a lot of times they're doing it for the bag. That's true. That's why they have these smiles. They're lonely, but they're like, at least I got the bag. Some of them.
Many women in this sort of situation who end up single in their 30s who are amazing, and they don't seem to be meeting the right, or a guy that matches up to their level. But I think there's something to be said about the fact that when you are in your 30s and you have your own success and you've built your own life and you're independent, you don't need someone. So they have to be really, really special for you to want to actually invest your time in them.
They have to be special for you to invest your time in them. Why would you get married to them? You invest your time in them because you're married, till death do us part. Like, the way I look at marriage is like, I'd rather lose a toe than be divorced. It has to be that bad. That's how men feel. Usually, men don't look to divorce. They think about the kids. They think about all these different things. And it's wild. I don't know if I think it's that men care more. That men go along a lot of times, and men go through sexless marriages and still stay.
That's what we do, right? Yeah.
And I'm sure 90% of them do that. So you bring your man through a sexless marriage and then divorce him after? Because that's what's happening. It's a nightmare.
You're a whore. Low class, low-key whore.
Okay.
You everything that works. And I cannot be next to you because I'm afraid to catch something by even air.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid that I might catch crazy if we keep going this. And made it incredibly difficult.
You're a whore. Low class, low-key whore.
Man, she got some issues.
Why would a man stay in an unhappy marriage? Well, the main reason is for the kids. Men are willing to sacrifice their own happiness for the sake of their kids. They believe it's better for their kids to grow up in a two-parent household, so that's why they're willing to be unhappy, to be miserable just for their kids, because they love their kids way more than they love their own happiness. The second reason will be financial. In some cases, men are required to pay alimony and child support, which can impose a significant financial burden on the men. And let's not talk about the fact that they may lose a significant portion of their assets, such as real estate, savings, investments. The last reason is because they're optimistic. They hope for a change. They think that their marriage can get better, either with communication or therapy. And sometimes it can, sometimes it cannot.
Yeah, that's why men that are working and building themselves, it's best to look into a prenup, right? Because if you're not doing that, what are you really doing? Like, you can't trust. You know, the chances are so high for you to get a divorce nowadays. What is it, like close to 50% for new marriages? What is that number? I forgot what that number is. Let me check. In the United States, approximately 40 to 50% of first marriages end in divorce, with higher rates for second or subsequent marriages. So you have 40 to 50% first marriage, 60 to 67% second marriage, 73% third marriages. So 50 and up, no matter what. Get a prenup. Especially men are investing in the stock market, and so many men don't have prenups. It makes sense. Get yourself a prenup because the divorce rates are high. And think about it like this: as we know things are gonna change, maybe to get better, but still, you don't know who you're marrying. It's wild nowadays. Either that or go to another country. And still, you still have to be careful because you don't know who's using you for what.
This is what I'm doing in 2025 to meet my husband. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine I would be 33 and still single.
Over 27, unmarried, female. What do you call this lady? 剩女, which means leftover women.
Ladies, we are going to do something about this instead of sitting at home. If you are also ready to meet your husband in 2025, this is what we're gonna do. Take notes.
So you tell him what you're gonna do, but are you gonna change? Are you going to change who you are as a human? Are you going to change what you bring to the table? Are you going to attempt to bring something to the table? Are you going to do more than demand? Are you going to give? Are you going to offer?
Not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen.
That's what a man wants. Are you going to really offer your time and put time into everything? Are you going to think about what you can do for a man? No. So therefore, that's why you've been struggling so far.
So I'm officially 36.
Oh, here we go again.
Over 27.
And I'm single against my will. So hello. I didn't think I'd be here again, but here we are. So I just want to say I really appreciate the really, really kind comments and DMs about the situation. It means a lot. I've really just been taking it an hour at a time at this point. He wished me happy birthday on my birthday. We went back and forth a couple of times. I said, I'd love, thanks for the birthday wishes. I'd love to see you when you're back, because that's the truth. Like, my feelings didn't just shut off. I'm someone who, I want to have a face-to-face conversation. That's just it. So I said, I'd love to see you when you're back. Asked if he wanted to go for a walk this weekend, which we would normally do with Harry anyway, and nothing. So I'm just, I'm just processing. It's shocking. It's very out of character for this person. I don't hate them because I think he's wonderful, and I think whatever he's going through, it makes me sad that I can't be there for him, or we can't talk through it, but this is just what's in front of me. So I just have to work through the emotions. So it's been a lot of crying, a lot of writing, a lot of this sort of thing. It's very cathartic to do this. And, I'm just sorry that so many people could relate to this, because it's just, you have to communicate. You have to communicate. I mean, conflict is inevitable. I mean, I'm not talking about toxicity and abusive situations. That's not okay. But conflict is normal and healthy, and it's just sort of a function of taking two people who have two totally different upbringings and experiences and everything, you put them together, there's going to be conflict. To think that there's not is just, I don't know, delusional, and maybe that's the solution, I don't know. But conflict is inevitable. You have to be able to communicate. It's really unfortunate and disappointing that this person just refuses to do so, and I just have to take that and move forward. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to stay busy, exercise, spend time with friends, cry when I want to cry. Harry's been wonderful. He's my little angel. I'm going to New York this weekend. I'm going to the Toast live show. I'm very excited. I'm staying in my old neighborhood. It's my happy place, and I just can't wait to just walk around, eat good food, have a little bit of just change of scenery, and some solitude will be really nice. Here, I feel like I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. Like, I don't know if I'm going to run into him. So it'll be nice to just have a couple days to myself. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, I wish I had like a better update, but I don't. And we'll just have to, I'm navigating this the best I can. So yeah, but thanks to everyone for like being so kind and in the comments and everything.
I just watched a video of a couple finding out that they're pregnant after years of not being able to get pregnant. And at first I was crying because it's really sweet and I'm so happy for them. And then I started crying because I'm sad. And I'm not sad because I've had a miscarriage or because my partner and I are trying to get pregnant and can't. Neither of those things are true. I'm sad because I don't even have a person to get pregnant with. And I've always known that I want to be a mom since I was 5 years old. I used to fantasize about finding a baby like on the side of the road or like a baby showing up on my doorstep. I've just always known that I want to be a mom. And I think it's been really difficult for like me to come to terms with the fact that I'm 36 years old and single because I just always imagined that I would get married when I was like 22 and buy a house and have kids right away and there would be no issues, la-di-da. Of course, I'm sure a lot of us think that. But I think this is just part of the conversation that I never hear about. It's rare to hear single people talking about how badly they want to have kids. And I know that whatever is meant to happen will happen, and of course I will be happy to adopt if it comes to that. But like, I'm excited to be pregnant. I'm excited to give birth. Like these are things that I've always wanted to do, and it's such a weird place to be in when there's like nothing that I can do about it, like sure, I could go get pregnant on my own or like get a donor or whatever, but I don't want that. I want the whole thing, I want to have a baby with the person that I love. And I'm not looking for advice. The one thing I am looking for is if you have anyone that wants to be my husband. I mean, like, if you have someone in mind that you think I'd be a really good match with, not just a random single person. But I think the reason that I'm making this video is because I want to just connect with other people out there that are in a similar boat, just so we can have
You should say if you have anyone that you think I will be a good match with, right? But then when she meets him, oh, he has to be this. Oh, he has to have that. Oh, he has to be like this. Oh, he's not like that. Well, you said you had a hard time finding someone. Why do you have all these demands? Because it's demands, really. That's what it is. You have a list of demands that you want from him. You want him to be able to pay off the bills and all these other things. Do you want a man or not?
My client's been married for like 20 years and she was like, Mads, I don't know how you do it with being single. She's like, it is so traumatizing, but I lived through you from all your stories. She goes, awkwardly, you're at a weird age. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you're 30.
Here we go again.
So people are like the good ones you have to almost wait a few more years for them to get through the divorce and the kids and stuff, and they come out and then you snatch them. And then she said the young ones, you're still waiting for them to like become a man, you know, and some of them might want more kids and go through the white picket fence life again. Like, I've already been through that white picket fence life. I'm sweet. So you prey on the divorcees, but then she goes, the divorcees are bitter. So when they come out, they're a bit more harsh to you and they don't like you as much because they hate women in general. So give me a divorce man any day.
I'm single and I'm heading into my 12th consecutive holiday season flying solo. Let's talk about it. I turned 30 in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, and you know, there wasn't really a lot of great dating in the years following that. And then the past couple years, I've just been working on content creation. I went and traveled to Thailand for 6 months, and I definitely thought I would meet somebody while I was traveling, but I just didn't. And I'm not somebody that is willing to have one night stands. And I don't really necessarily believe in the concept of dating for marriage.
I wonder you stayed single.
I just believe that it just happens. Like, you just find someone and you click and you realize, like, this is somebody that I could make my life work with, or that's how I think it would happen if it were to happen. And it just hasn't, you know? I'm totally open to it. I would absolutely love to have a family more than anything, and I really don't need people in the comments being like, well, you're 35 and blah 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 and your age and blah blah. I don't need to hear it. I really don't. If that is my life path, and it may not be. It might be that I don't find my person and that I stay single, and I've been thinking a lot about that, and that's okay too. It's not necessarily what I want, but at the same time, I really do love to travel. I love to sleep. I love to have my own routine and not have constraints on my day. So I could see myself being very happy. And how do I feel about it? So honestly, it's definitely a mixed bag, because I, for example, was able to just pick up and leave and go to Thailand for 6 months. And it was one of the best things I've ever done. And it made me realize how much more I want to travel and how many more places I want to be able to see. And if I don't have children and I don't have a family, then I can spend my money doing things like traveling. So that part is absolutely incredible. It just offers like a very different kind of life. On the other hand, of course, during the holidays, it can be very lonely. And there's been a lot of moments in the past few years that I felt like there was something wrong with me, or a lot of questions about whether or not I really loved myself, because people say so often that you won't meet your person until you truly love yourself. And I do love myself. Part of loving yourself is meeting yourself where you are. And I think it's taken me a long time to be able to truly meet myself where I am. Even though it's not where I thought I would be at this age, I feel like it's kind of exciting that I don't know still. If I haven't met my person yet, that means that I get to fall in love for the first time. Like, I still have that to look forward to, and I still have the first holiday season that we spend together to look forward to, and all of the years after that and all the memories. Not having found the thing yet,
This is not a fairy tale,
means that you still have a lot to look forward to. And that is something that I really believe in and hold true to my heart. And if there's anyone else that's in their 30s that's struggling this holiday season, I just want you to know that you are not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you, and it's okay to have a long single season of life. You know, I'm not at the bars, I'm not out clubbing. Like, I probably stay in too much. That's probably a huge reason that I haven't met the person. So if you're a guy that's in his mid to late 30s that are watching this, that are also single, that also do not leave the house, but love movies and reading and traveling, and maybe even want to have like a little homestead one day. I love to garden. I love to cook. I want to cook for someone so bad. You can like drop your name in the comments, and maybe we can both get a little Christmas miracle. So where I'm at, and I love you guys, and happy holidays.
The stuff she's explaining, she doesn't realize to men it's a no-go. And why? Why, Jay, would you say that? Right? You see how she said, I want to be the man that's in his 30s, around 39. She wants that perfect situation. Need I say more? Perfect situation, 39, tall. She didn't list off the rest of the demands, but there are demands with all of them. There's always demands. And you wanting demands is you looking for that princess fairy tale. But right now you're desperate. You are. Take that guy that may be shorter than you, right? You have no hope. You're 36. You got to hurry up and try to make a baby or something. You got to do something, you know. Ladies will see me right now and say, oh, no, don't listen to guys like that. No. You're desperate. Desperate times call for what? Desperate measures. Men have to go through that all the time. I think it's time women do too. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Peace out.